move in a little bit so that everybody can get in and hear.
One little guy here.
I promise, he won't come out and get you.
I'll be right with you.
They probably have all left tonight anyway because you guys are here.
Much activity.
Welcome to Westminster Presbyterian Church and Graveyard. This is our most famous resident, Edgar Allan Poe. Poe was said to be coming to Baltimore to fetch his Aunt Maria to take her back to Richmond for his second marriage. But they found him instead unconscious in the doorway of a warehouse down on Lombard Street. No one knew what had happened to him, and they took him over to Church Home Hospital, where he lay for 3 days, and on the third day he awoke and said, "God bless this tortured soul," and died. Well, at that time nobody was involved, so wherever you died, that's where you were buried. He was fortunate in that his grandfather, General David Poe, had a plot in the back of this cemetery, so he did have a resting place. No one knows exactly what Poe died of. He did have the DTs while he was in the hospital, or they had symptoms of the DTs. They worried, so they thought that maybe it was alcoholism complicated by pneumonia. There was a University of Maryland doctor who took his blind autopsy and looked at the results and said that the person whom it belonged to had actually died of rabies. So who knows? We do know he did die. Now, Poe was originally buried back next to his grandfather, General David Poe, and there was a marker ordered for him at the time of his death that was destroyed in a train crash. So between 1849, when he died, and 1875, he lay in an unmarked grave. And it was during this time that his horror stories were becoming very famous. The public school children in Baltimore thought it really wasn't fair, no one could find his gravesite, so they had a Pennies for Poe campaign. And they collected $600 worth of pennies. And back in 1875, this is what you could buy for $600. It's quite large, a little bit too imposing for the plot in the back, so they moved him out here. Now, this is separated two factions in Baltimore. One says Poe was not moved out here. It was actually the young soldier whose family had a plot next to Poe's grandfather. The other side says, no, Poe's uncle donated a mahogany casket to him when he died. And the person that was relocated or exhumed and relocated out here actually was in the remains of a mahogany box. So you can believe either way. He's either here or he's in the back. He's someplace. Lying on one side of Poe is Virginia. She was the 13-year-old cousin that he married. He met her when he used to come to Baltimore to write. Virginia died at the age of 24 in New York from tuberculosis. She was buried up there. When it came time to move that cemetery, a Poe biographer thought she really should be buried down here with her husband, but he had no money to bring her down, and he didn't want her to travel alone. So he collected her bones and put them in a brass box and put them under his bed for 2 years, while he could save up the train fare to bring her down. Lying on the other side of Poe is his aunt, who became his mother-in-law after he married her daughter. She outlived both of them. There is a gentleman who comes into the cemetery on Poe's birthday in January. Usually comes between 3 and 6 in the morning. And he actually goes to the site in the back. So when you walk around and you see Frank the Body Snatcher, look to Frank's left and you'll see a marker that has a raven on it, with the dates 1849 to 1875, and that's where Poe was originally buried. He brings with him a bottle of Martell Cognac and 3 red roses, one for Virginia, one for Maria, one for Edgar. And this has been going on every year since 1949, the 100th anniversary of Poe's death. Over the years, this gentleman kept getting older and older and older until about 10 years ago, he was much younger. You could tell by his walk. And he left a note and said the torch was being passed. And then a few years ago, there was another note left, and it said that the man who had started the tradition had died, that someone would carry it on. So yes, every January, it comes in the middle of the night, it's always cold, and he leaves behind his bottle and his roses. He never drinks at the gravesite, but there are about 6 shots missing from the bottle, leading us to believe that there's a society that has a birthday party for Poe. They all toast him at midnight, maybe. and then they elect somebody to come and bring the goods here. The cemetery's locked. I have no idea how he gets in. All I can figure is he wants to jump the fence someplace.
Or he jumps here.
Or he jumps here, right. And he's over here for 30 seconds and he leaves. So he's just one of those, no one knows who he is. The Poe Society just watches to make sure no one intercepts him. And they don't even try to find out who he is. It just adds to some of the mystery about Poe. So your next stop on your trip is over there, is the entrance to the catacombs. Any questions? These are